Here doing another video. This video is called it's going to be about keeping your energy positive after going no contact, or after going through or removing yourself from um, the narcissist in your life. So basically, wanting to do a video about the how you feel afterwards, and kind of like how to deal, how to cope, how to stay positive. Because that is a very hard transformation. It's a very hard process. Um, and I watched a lot of YouTube videos when I went through it. When I started the first initial process of finding how everything was and what everything was about. I'm saying what everything was about, like it's this big long, you know, like there's a book about it. Well, actually, there's a bunch of books about it. Believe it or not, there are. But what I did was I threw myself into me. Because when you first realize what you're going through as far as the narcissist abuse, you realize that you don't know who you are. You may have been surrounded by the narcissist in your life for so long, depending upon what type of narcissist you experience, whether it's a relationship type of situation or whether it was with your family. And what basically happens is you feel, I think it's an overwhelming feeling of being lost, um, of feeling of rejection, um, that you feel you've been lied to, manipulated. Um, it's just you. It just feels like you have been um, just basically lied to for your whole life, or for the time that you were dealing or experiencing the effects of being in that toxic environment for so long. Um, you actually feel like it was. I'm trying to think of the word here. Betrayal to the ultimate. Betrayal on your soul. Betrayal on your mind. Betrayal on your just very being. Like, if you really think about it, it feels like it was attempted murder. You know what I mean? Like attempted murder on your soul. Like your whole being, your whole reason for being here. That's kind of what it feels like. And I feel like in life, a lot of people that commit suicide, um, rest their souls, peace unto them. Um, I have such compassion for those type of people, for people who experience that, because I definitely, anyways, but yeah, they couldn't take it, and I felt like I got to that point some point where I felt like I couldn't take it. That's why I can relate to how they might have felt. And some people may say a person who commits suicide takes the easy way out. I say, where was their support system? Where were the people that were supposed to care about them? What made them get to that point? Because I always feel that that is something that is a side effect, a cause of what they did. There's a cause. Just like going through depression, and I'm not trying to condone suicide. Don't take it like that. What I'm saying is I don't look negatively on anyone that did that. I have such compassion because I feel like something traumatic happened in their life that caused them to do that. I mean, when we go through what we went through, going through any kind of abuse, especially narcissist abuse, you feel so lost. And most of us don't have a positive, non-toxic support system, you know. But anyways, I'll get off of that topic. But yeah, that's a hard one, you know. I just feel like they must have just really been in despair. And my heart breaks for them. And now take a moment to send energy and thoughts of peace and love to them. Then, although they're not here now, you know, can still send peace and love. Something that should have been done while they were here. And there's anyone that's watching my video that ever thought about doing that, committing the ultimate choice, just always remember, never make a permanent decision for a temporary issue or situation. Muwaza is here for you. I'm sending you energy of love, energy to know you belong. If you don't know your self-worth, dig deep and find it, because it's in you. Don't make that ultimate jump because you feel you have no one else. Because Mo is here, sending you energy of love, positivity, acceptance, and it's in you to thrive. So, okay, that was my moment there. But yeah, you know, when you go through that narcissist abuse, you feel the ultimate, the betrayal, the just, you know, and you feel void, invalid, not loved. You go through all those. You go through all those emotions, all those feelings, and you're lost. Seriously, you're lost. Your path, you're sitting there questioning everything about your whole existence from day one. It feels like you have no idea or no concept of who it is that you are or who it is you're supposed to be. Because guess what? When you were going through the narcissist abuse, everything that you did and every part of your being wanted to make those, I don't even want to call them people, those demonic, I'll say those demons, happy. And people think when you say demons, you mean all this crazy mess. Demons is just something negative, you know, demons. I'm saying it. You want to make those demons happy. You want to make the outside of you happy, which is them, that made you unhappy, that made you suffer, that made you miserable. You're trying to make them happy, but they made you miserable and unhappy and all those type of things inside. But we spend our time trying to please them, make them happy, because we feel like if we can get them just that little bit of you know, feel good moment for them, that they're gonna accept us or love us or care or think about anything that outside of themselves that's about us, you know, and focus on us or our aspirations or even give us a compliment. No, it's not going to happen. They don't do that. But we lose ourselves in that because we're so focused on making everybody else happy and not focused on us. So focused on everyone else. Sorry, I'm going to drink some more water. Um, that so focused on that we lose focus on ourselves. We lose focus on who it is that we are, what we came to do, mainly what our purpose is, what our goals are. Some of us don't even set goals. I refused to set goals when I was younger, when I was going through abuse, and I went through therapy, and the therapist was like, I was about 11, and she told me I need to set a goal, maybe 12. And I was looking at her like, a goal? Like, I don't even know if I'm going to live to see tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not setting no goal. Like, I don't even know what tomorrow's going to be because of how horrendous and horrific my child abuse was, you know. So it's like we go through certain phases and we don't want to set goals because, you know, we don't feel like we're worthy of doing that. You know, we're never going to be anything. We're never going to do anything because we're told that. So basically, I'll get off that topic and just skip to the next area. But anyways, but basically, um, when that happens, we need to refocus on ourselves. And a lot of things that I learned to do in the beginning after I got through crying. I'm still crying sometimes. But what I did was to keep my energy positive after going through the narcissist abuse or realizing what it was and then going no contact. So it's a whole process. I did a lot of self-reflection, deep soul reflection, and I'm still doing that process. Every day it's different. I might wake up and feel like, okay, hold up, that's a thought, and I'll write it down, and then I'll research some stuff about, things that maybe I wanted to do before or wanted to think about before but didn't have the time to focus on it because life was so much and I was going through so much that I was just putting it on a back burner because anything that had to do with me was on a back burner so I can make sure everybody else was taken care of. My kids definitely were taken care of first and foremost, but yeah, you got to do some deep self-reflection because you got to find you, baby. You got to find who you are. I had to find out who Moo was, and I'm still finding out who Moo is. And Moo is a beautiful person. I have a beautiful soul, a beautiful spirit. I got a lot to give and offer this world. I got a lot to give and offer to myself. And I've always been having a lot to give and offer to my children, and I do that all the time. So blessed I am through the Most High, divine creator of all things, heaven and earth and everything in between, everything that's pure and beautiful. Created the righteousness in me to come out to you. You always got to reflect. But yeah, on that. And then you got to do that self-love. And that's part of what I just did just now. That affirmation and then that giving it up to the Most High. You got to reflect and then do the self-love. The self-love is basically taking care of yourself. Taking a moment out, taking a break, meditating, coming up with affirmations, coming up with things that you like to do, things and thoughts that you never thought of before. Just sit and quiet and listen to yourself. You don't have to speak. I always say quiet has a sound. Silence has a sound, and it does. And it sounds like me within, the beautiful me within, the positive me within, the awesome me within. You just sit and you listen. Definitely got to find yourself, and you got to get a hobby. And you know what, we already have hobbies, but we've so focused on everything else outside of us that we forgot about what we like to do. People would always often ask me, what is it that you want? What is it that you're looking for? Like I would always, if I went in a relationship I'll just use this as an example. If I was in a abusive relationship or in a relationship period, right? And I was like talking to a friend or something, a so-called friend or something about it. And they'll be like, well, what is it that you want? I don't even think you know what you want. And then I get to thinking later on, like, I think you're right. I don't know what I wanted. They were right. I might have gotten mad at them for saying that at that particular moment because I feel like every person that comes into your life is for a season or a reason. Majority of the time, if they came and they left, it was for a season. And if they came and they came for a while and they left, it was for a reason and purpose. And sometimes get a little message in, something you need to focus on or pay attention to. So anyways, I'd think about it and I'd be like, yeah, I didn't know what it was I want. I don't know what it is I want. So until you know who it is that you are and what it is that your purpose is, you'll never know what it is that you want in a relationship within another person, within another soul. You can't find that one that matches you. You won't, because when you don't know who you are or what your direction is, then everything that you put out, you're going to get back in. So if everything is negative that you're pushing out, that energy in you is negative, all that you're going to attract back is negativity. So if you're a person like me that has been, subject to narcissist abuse your whole life, or I'm sorry, I had to adjust my camera, or for a long time, everything that you're emitting out unknowingly within the subconscious mind, you don't know what you're doing. You didn't know what you were doing at that point. But all of it was negative. All of it was the energy of which you were taking in you're pushing it out. So if you're taking in negativity, you're pushing out negativity. And if you have negativity within you, that's all you're pushing out, and that's what you're attracting. And it's that merry-go-round where we're like, how come I keep going through the same thing? January through December of every year, and then it starts over. Same process. Same thing. That's what it is. Because we're holding so much negativity because we don't self-reflect. We don't self-love. We don't get to know ourselves. We don't spend that intimate time with ourselves to just reflect on who it is that we are. So we don't do that cleaning out the clutter. And so you keep attracting that dirty mess back in. We're like magnets for it. And so okay. So then the other thing is I got a hobby. Mine was I like to create things. So one of them was I love my hair ties. I am very unique, very different. But that, a lot of people can wear hair ties. And this is two of them. I just get funky with it. I feel like you got to go bold and you got to go big, right? That's big and bold. And then the other thing is that I did, and this is, a lot of people wear hair ties, but I love rocking them. And when I go outside, I feel naked. I just love these, I feel it's so me. And I'll do some other stuff, to my crown up here with my wraps and stuff. I do some really fancy ones. If you ever want me to do a video about how I wrap them, let me know. And I'll be happy to show you. Have no problem doing that. And then my other hobby is I started doing puzzles. When I was a young girl, when I say little girl, I mean like, 10, any 5 on up. So as a small child, I used to love to put puzzles together. It's something about doing puzzles, and it takes your mind off of a lot of things. Like, so if you're focused, if you're in a bad mood and doing something, for me, the puzzles take my mind off of other stuff because it's strategic to me, the way I put the puzzles together. So I do them different. Every puzzle, I'll start putting them together a different way. But most people start with the outside of the puzzles, the edges and the sides and stuff. So I don't know. I did the edges on one, and I worked it out, and I start working into the middle. So then now I did the top edge first, and then I start working it that way and going down and then building the other edges on. I don't know. It was weird. But not weird in a bad way, weird in an awesome way. So yeah, it's strategic for me, and it's fun, and it's peaceful. My mind gets to relax, and I get to focus on something other than what's going on around me. It takes me out of that space. Sometimes I need to calm my mind down from the clutter. I journal. My other hobby is I just learned that I like to do jewelry. I want to make stuff. So I made a pair of earrings. In one of my next videos, maybe I will rock those earrings with a cute hair tie or something. And then my poetry. I stopped writing yes, I had stopped writing at some point, but from the earliest I can remember learning to write and read and write and put words together, I love to write. And I would make my own journals. I didn't know I was journaling. I just thought I was writing, I was being mean to my mom in my journal, and I would hide it. I just thought it was a notebook, it was a school notebook, and I would write all this stuff, what I didn't like about her, what she was doing that was mean, and I probably said a few choice words that I ain't gonna say I shouldn't. I should have said everything I said right when I said it. But anyways, yeah, and I would hide them, and then she started finding them. She had this way of knowing where I would put all my secret stuff, and she would find it, and she would read it, and it would hurt her feelings, and yeah, you get the hate bombs and I can't stand you bombs and da 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 and dee. So back then I stopped writing, around the time that I was like, because I would write, and that was when I was in elementary school, and I would write all the way up until I was 14. Then after that I stopped because I was in school, and school was hard for me. And the kids didn't really like me in school, and the teachers didn't really pay me any attention in school because I was quiet. I was an introvert. I held everything in. What it was is I paid attention to everything. Everything that was negative that was going around me, I had to parking lot it. That makes sense. I had to take it and move it out my good parking lot and put it in the bad parking lot to make sure that I didn't become that, if that makes sense. So I took on some of those characteristics of the bad stuff, but I'm getting rid of it, a lot of it. But that's what I did. So that was one of the things that I used to like to do, was writing. And because when I was in school, I had a hard time comprehending, because my learning style, I think I'm kinesthetic, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have to look that up, but I did a writing assignment one time, and I think that's what my learning style is. But I'm a hands-on type of person, and by reading it, I really don't understand some things. So when we would read read in class or whatever, my comprehension was low. But I'm awesome and I'm smart, But the way the books I read and stuff like that, the mundane crap they had us reading in school, to me, I wasn't interested in. So if you're really not interested in the topic or the subject, you're just like, whatever. I daydreamed all the time about how awesome life could be, about having that great family, the White House and the picket fence, full of love, full of joy, full of all that great stuff. See, that's kind of like self-reflection. That's like keeping it positive. So for my whole life, starting as a young child, through writing and through imagination, that's what I used to do. And I never even knew it. And then I just reflected on it just now and just reminded myself what I used to do. I'm so awesome. That's crazy. I love moments like that. But self-reflection. See how that works? But anyways, but yeah, I used to do that. And so in school they would be like, oh, you're not comprehending anything, and da, da, da. And I used to be in low level reading classes. Then I'll be like, But the dumb kids in the classroom that never, I won't call them dumb. Let me take that back. I take it back. Woosah. But the other kids in the classroom that never paid attention to the teacher, that never did their schoolwork, never turned in their homework, they always got the good grades. And they always got pushed up in the reading classes, and I always got held back. I never understood that. And the crazy part about it is I was 2.5 years behind them, because I'm a November baby. November 3rd. So when I was born, you go to school, I was born November 3rd. So it was after September. So if you're not 5 by the time September starts, then you can't go to school till you're, the next year. So when I went to school, I was 5, but I turned 6 2 months later, And then, so basically I'm 6 and all the other kids are 5, just turning 5, but I'm, turning 6. So then I got held back in kindergarten because they said, she doesn't talk. She don't know anything. I was the smartest kid in the classroom, but going through whatever I was going through, they never stopped to think that maybe I was going through something, So then I got held back in kindergarten. So technically, when school started, when I was 7, or, turning 7, I should have been in first grade, but I was doing kindergarten all over again. So by the time I went to first grade, I was turning 8. You get what I'm saying? So that knocks down your self-worth, to realize that you're the oldest kid in the classroom, but the teacher's telling you don't know shit. Basically telling you're stupid and passing all the other kids along and wanting to put me in a special ed class because they feel like I'm not getting it. All because I won't talk, because I'm an introvert. Never did they take the moment out to see that this awesome girl shines. That I will be the awesome woman that I am. If somebody would have took the time for me. But anyways, self-reflection on those moments. And I don't get sad about it. It helps me and empowers me, because I see how powerful I was even at that moment. To this moment, I'm just as powerful, if not even more, But finding that goal of writing, that's what I used to, that was my outlet. So to have someone say, oh, you can't comprehend, you don't know what you're talking about, you can't read, you can't. But I could read, but you feel like I can't comprehend, but I can write like it's nobody's business. How can I comprehend, not comprehend? But I'm sitting here writing, and you tell me I can, oh, I'm great at writing, but then you turn around and tell me I can't comprehend shit. So I stopped writing. That was one of the reasons that stopped my creative juices. And then on top of that, my mom, finding all my journals and embarrassing me and reading it and beating me because she's mad because of what I wrote. I think getting the beatings will stop anybody from writing. So that was one of my things that I love to do is write. And then let's see, therapist, big time. Gotta find a therapist, because if you went through a lot of this abuse for a long period of time, you're gonna need a therapist. So that is my other um, a piece of advice. Exercise. I exercise like it's nobody's business now. Some days I get tired and I don't want to. But other days I exercise so I'm so sore that I can't do no more the next day. And I've lost a lot of weight. I started off at 2 years ago. I was 295 pounds, and now I'm down to 218 pounds. And September of 2014, I weighed 295 pounds, and it is it's April 2nd, 2016. So yeah, I think I look pretty good. But and then feel yourself out. Let the pain out. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, it's okay to go through that. Your feelings are valid. What you experienced is valid. It was not your fault. It's none of our faults. It's okay. Just let it out. If you gotta cry, cry. It does not help to hold that in. I don't care if you're a man, woman, or child. Do not hold that in. Let it out. Let the tears pour. Okay? Embrace yourself, because really you never have. We never took the time out to do that before. We never took the time to love ourselves, to take a moment for ourselves. We thought we knew what we wanted. We may have thought that you know, we weren't dependent on other people outside of ourselves, or that we didn't need anyone else. That was the defense mechanism inside of us kicking in. Like, I don't need you. I don't care. I don't need that. That's self-defense. Drop that and just embrace yourself and feel you out. Let the pain out. We never let the pain go all the way through us. What we do is we go through something, and when it starts to hurt, gravitate to something else that's gonna hurt more, to block that painful hurt that we were already experiencing, to stop that moment. That's why a lot of us keep going through the same thing over and over again, because we never feel it through. We never finish that process that we're going through, because everything is for a reason, to teach us something. There's a lesson in it. There's something we need to find. See, I'm not always going to just hit on narcissist abuse and how it stops us or how it does this. Sometimes we stop ourselves too. Okay? Because we went through that abuse. We don't want to continue to feel the way we felt. You know what I mean? Like, okay, for me, I'll use this as an example. Every relationship I ever got in was toxic, whether it be with a friend, like just a girlfriend, or whether it would be with a guy. Like if I have a physical relationship with a guy, it was the same type of guy, same type of experience. Like for me, I have 4 children, and each of my children have a different dad. And that used to make me feel bad. But no longer do I feel bad or ashamed of that. I don't care. It is what it is. I am an awesome mother. They needed to get here, and they chose me, and I chose them, and we love each other. We're one. Those are my babies, my hearts. Love them to death. To the end of the world and back. They make me better. I say if they weren't here, I don't know if I would be here if I didn't have them. They strengthened me. They empowered me to keep walking. Every part of my life. My kids are spaced out. My daughter's 20. My son's 17. He's going to be 18 this year. Then I have a daughter that's 12. That's going to be 13 in June. And my little one, he is 4 and he'll be 5 in July. And each one of them came at different phases of my life. And when I reflect on that, and I've always reflected on that because I love them so much. And I know that they came to help me in my journey because they knew. The Most High sent them because they knew. He knew. The Creator knew. My journey was very hard, very hard. And we go through that, and you got to embrace yourself, love yourself, let you feel the emotions through because you are worth that much. You are worth the time that it takes to get to know you. You are worth the time that it takes to heal. You are worth the time that it takes to get rid of the pain. You are worth the time that it takes to release the pressure on your soul. As I used to say, damage. Not damaged at all. I'm not. There's nothing in me that needs to be fixed. I'm just healing. I'm healing. And you're healing too. And it's okay to go through that. It's okay to heal. It's okay to feel. Okay? Let the feelings go through you. Because when you never let those feelings go through you, it just piles up. And you pile more stuff on top of it to suppress what's there. And then we pile more stuff on top of that to suppress those other feelings that's there. Then we pile and pile and pile. And by the time, and we never release the old pain. So the pain is piling up. It's pressure, 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 pressure on your soul. And you're killing your own soul. Yes, they're doing stuff to us. But we're doing it too. Because we're holding it in and we're allowing it. So just let it out. Let it out. And you'll feel so much lighter. Okay. So just feel the ugly through. That's what I call it. Feeling the ugly through. Because we were so dependent on, and I got cue cards because I'm trying to keep myself on track. But we were so dependent on the codependent on the narcissist. When we get rid of them, we lose track. We don't know what to do. We're stuck. So you have to do all these things that I mentioned to get back to you. You do. And that's true. So Moo is here for you. And I will be doing another video. If you like this video, let me know. And I actually wanted to take a moment. I write poetry. I'm actually writing a book. It's called Within Her Lies My Soul. And that is about me, my journey, my life. We sometimes lose ourselves. We forget about that child that we once were, or that baby that we once were, or that toddler we once were, the adolescent, that teenager. All that resides within us. That doesn't leave us just because we become an adult. But sometimes through going through this traumatic experience, we forget and lose sight of who it is that we are and who it is that we grew from to become who we are now. And through meditation one time, I saw her, the little girl within. I was about 2 or 3 years old, sitting in a chair, and maybe I could have been 1, but sitting in a chair, and I just had this stare. And my eyes right now, I just love the same eyes. And I even got a poem called "The Same Eyes" because I can see her now. I didn't used to be able to see her. I didn't used to be able to reflect back that far. I would always remember what I looked like at that point. But now I reflect and I go back to who I was as that baby. And I embraced her. I protect her. I nurture her. I guide her. I love her. I cherish her. Everything that I never got when I was that little girl, I give it to me. I give it my all right now. I give me my all right now. I'm that for me right now. I'm in the present moment and I give it to me right now. And when I reflect and meditate, sometimes I go back to who I was as a little girl, and I give her all that love, all that attention, all that affection, everything, all the nurturing that a little infant, toddler, adolescent, teenager, all that love you need at that moment, those points in life. I do that. But okay. So I got one, a poem. It's called Codependent So What? And we are that. We're not that. That's not, I'm going to say, I'm not giving us a title. What I'm saying is that's what we ended up being when we went through the narcissist abuse. So it's called Codependent So What? It's a poem I wrote. Life is a mere reflection of a beautiful soul. And until people understand that and truly believe that, they will live in repeat mode, internalizing everything while poking holes in their very own existence, while destroying their very own soul. Seeing through rose-colored glasses gets us every time. Some days you might feel you took positive steps forward, but then slipped and took 2 steps back, not knowing you really didn't slip up. You were just balancing as you were making a choice of what to do next. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. Why would we beat ourselves up for being just who we are, which is an imperfect human being doing imperfect things? We all fall down. So what? That is not what the focus should be. The focus should be on how fast we pick our butts back up. And if we take the lessons we've learned and apply them within this reality we call life so that we can keep on living. We deserve that much, and we are worthy of that much and more. And just be proud of yourselves and that you didn't go the reverse of forward. Stop giving yourselves reasons to go reverse, and give yourself every reason to keep putting one foot in front of the other as we keep taking steps forward while embracing the moment we are in. Cheer yourself on, and remember, you are a beautiful and handsome soul in there. And that is Codependent So What? Thank you again for watching my video. This is Moo checking out. Peace and love, peace and harmony, peace and respect, and most of all, peace and tranquility to you and yours. I'm out. Thank you for viewing my video. If you like it, let me know and share it with the world, because I'll be sharing me with the world.